A quick shout out to our sponsors, Higher Mental Power TV. Speaking up. People always talking about, you know, black people don't have our own media. Why are we so underrepresented or misrepresented in the media? This brother here and his team have put out fantastic content that reflects the kind of things that, you know, you won't see on BBC or Sky and so on and so forth. So thank you everyone for attending our fourth. This mic is loud, you know, brother. Yes. Yeah, our fourth Naked Truth. Like I said before, it's going to get real busy, real packed in here. And yeah, today's going to be fireworks, you know. Someone told me the other day our acronym is TNT. I was like, jeez, explosive. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to have some real uncut conversations, you know. We're not here to pussyfoot around. We're not here to unpack the problems. We're here to look at solutions and really give you guys an experience, you know. My name is the 5-Star General. Yeah. You can find me at Love It Is The Verb on all social media, and myself and my fantastic team over here. You can introduce yourselves.
Hi everyone, my name is Rochelle, aka Rochelle. I didn't get one. Whatever. Hi everyone, my name is Michelle. I'm Mish. You can hear us. Yeah, do we read that? Michelle, aka Mishibu, people call me. Welcome everyone, and I hope you all enjoy yourself.
We're not an organisation that's just popped up overnight. We've been there for about 5 years in the making. Normally we work with young people in the community, you know, and we really sit down with them and talk about relationships, you know, and we go in with the young people. And for those that know us, know that we don't pull our punches. We're not youth workers, we're just people that care, and we're very unapologetic in the way we explain things and the way we share experiences. But what was happening, a lot of the times we were speaking with the young people about relationships, it was always going back to the house. And their mum and their dad, their issues. Yo, keep the voice down, please. Yeah, so we decided to say, okay, let's do something for the older generation, you know? Let's do something not only for the older generation where, so it wasn't only just for, you know, the older generation, but we wanted to hold it in a wine bar setting because we didn't want to speak to those who were already converted, you know? We wanted to be able to attract the right type of person, you know? So I'm not gonna spend too much time explaining who we are and our history, but you can ask questions for us. Give it up for JJ! Yeah.
Let me introduce our second host, the amazing, beautiful, talented Peaches!
It don't matter. If the mic goes down, they can still hear me. So what's this? We're going to remind the house rules again.
For those who just came, right?
For those who just came, and for those who never heard the first time.
Yes.
Yeah? So, I don't even remember rules, because rules go out the window. So, like people like me. So, one of them is talking from the I perspective. Yeah?
Yeah. Challenge the situation and not the person.
Respect is a two-way street.
Respect is definitely a two-way street.
And what else?
Obviously, those who just came in, put your phones on silent.
Yeah, and if anybody's, if there's a seat next to you, yeah, or if you got your chair on your coat on a chair, you know what I mean? Just,
if you can smile at yourself.
Yeah, just like, or yeah, just
squeeze up.
Squeeze up so people can get a little, you know what I mean? I'm thinking about everybody now, yeah? Alright, cool.
And if it's not someone that you have no interest in, just flag them down.
Okay, and also for the reminder, because we never explained now. Now, I'm an undercover lover. Yeah. When you were upstairs, you had stickers. Yeah.
Yeah, who's got a sticker on? Let's
got
see a
stickers
sticker.
on?
Who's naked? Who's gonna show that they got a sticker on?
Yeah. I need to see.
Yeah, man, I love that because it's what it's about, being confident.
I need to remember though.
Yeah, yeah.
So the green one is what?
Single.
So the green one's single.
Yeah, who's got a green
Who's
one?
got a green one? Let me see the greens. Okay, so the single. Yeah. Hold on. Single. The single razor. All right.
Those are the single people.
Single people, hands in the head. Hands.
Be proud. Who's? Oh, my
Hold on.
sister.
Change. Ladies, put your hands down. Hold on. All the men who are single, put your hands up.
Come on, lads. Come on, let's be real. I got all 3 stickers, by the way. It's just music.
Alright. The what other colour is there? Red.
Red.
Red is taken.
Red, don't go there. Red flag. Who's in it? They're happy.
Red
Don't
flag.
come near me. I don't need to hear nothing about. You can talk to me, but don't know the numbers, innit? Yeah, man.
What's the other colour?
It's complicated.
Yellow.
Complicated.
Amber.
Complicated.
Who's got yellow? Complicated.
It's complicated.
No, can I have those hands up high? High. If you've got yeah?
Who's complicated?
Alright, which brings us up to this segment now, question 3. Question is the spotlight round.
God.
This is where you are going to express yourself. Now,
What are you saying?
express yourself. Should we try the Mexican way?
Yeah. Let's express yourself, brother. Express yourself. Get loose, guys.
It's that round. Woo! You see this chair or stool? You see this stool? This stool is where if we come to you or call you, you're gonna sit on this chair. It ain't called the spotlight for no reason. It's
Like
spotlight.
the rave now, video light, you know what I mean?
Yes,
Who's gonna do it now when it's about their life?
yeah.
Who's really gonna be, you know, that open and express themselves?
And me, I'm a woman who likes a little bit of passa passa.
Yeah, we love the passa passa.
Well, I watch Lovely Hip Hop, so I just gotta keep it real. So, see, complicated.
Yeah, who's
No,
complicated again?
I know who's
Oh,
complicated.
you know who's complicated.
And I'm going right there. You see the man with the glasses?
My God! Love that.
Now, I'm just going to explain to everybody. Every Monday we do a session called Undiluted Expression.
Undiluted expressions.
And at Undiluted Expressions, we usually have a chair and a circle with lots and lots of young people and a few elderly as well.
Yeah.
Elders like
Elder-
ourselves.
elderly,
No,
yeah.
elders, I'm an elder.
Yeah, alright, yeah.
Believe it or not. Yeah. And what happens in that circle, this is where you take your mask off. Yeah?
You look at the door.
Yeah, leave it at the door. And when we see a little yellow sticker,
Yeah. I'm thinking, why did I choose that? No.
we want to know more. Because we enough. You understand? Alright, cool.
Make sure you tell the truth now.
Naked truth. The naked truth. Not the pretty, oh, well, it's because this. Yeah?
Alright.
And guys, remember, we're challenging the issue, not the person, yeah? So whether we like what he says or whether we, you know, it's just his reality.
So what I'm going to do, yeah, is I'm going to ask you this one open question. And I'm going to pass you the mic. And I just want you to let go. You understand? You ready for this? Okay. Why are you in a complicated relationship?
Because I've been married 13 years.
Divulge.
Married 13 years and our relationship's not how it's supposed to be or how I would want it to be. So I've been sort of in and out of the relationship for many years now, but I'm still there because of as we've been all talking about daddy issues and mummy issues, where I grew up with my mother, but my dad's got 15 kids from many different women. So I think I've stayed in my relationship because I'm trying to be better than what my dad is. Like, he taught me something without him being there. And that's what I know for myself. But as I said, I'm 40 now, and I've been married.
We said that stress-free life, yeah?
Yeah, stress-free. That's how I keep it. As I said, I haven't been perfect in my relationship, so I can't blame a woman. I just know how I am, and I'm just going to be happy. I don't need no one to make me happy. That's what I basically feel. So, but at the same time, I've been married 13 years, in a relationship 17 years, and it's just not how I want it. So I've been, as I said, I'm at the stage where I want a divorce, but we talked about being dumped and dumping. I'm not a good dumper. I know I'll be alright with myself and fine, but I find it hard to say, listen, do this, sell the house, do whatever, because I think because of my children, because I don't want them to be without me. So I think that's taken an effect on the relationship. So.
Anyone got any questions you want to throw at this brother?
Wow, that's going up.
All right, Rio, use your mic, and he will have this mic to answer if he has to answer anything.
Is this still being filmed? Okay. So I'm just gonna say, I don't really want to put myself out there like that, but my parents have been together, God, they're around 30 odd years or something like that. They met when they were 16, and they decided to split, but they didn't really split. My dad moved out of the house. Very traumatic day. Then he was back on Sunday for dinner. At 13, it was really confusing. They've ended up getting married and everything now, but to each other. They've gotten married to each other. They were never married to each other, but they were in a relationship for a really long time. And all I can say to you is as a child growing up in that, I realised that my parents have a certain special unconditional love for one another that is so special. Even if they were ever to meet other people, they would always be in each other's lives. But as a child growing up in that environment and the things that I saw and the ups and downs that they went through, at a lot of points, me and my siblings just wanted them to just be happy apart. Do you understand what I mean, kind of a thing? And from my father, what would have been better from him as a child of that experience, both me and my siblings will say that if he did just leave, set himself up, get a home where we could go to and be with him and spend time with him and all of that kind of stuff like that, because they have this unconditional love for each other, they were all right. They would have been friends. That's why they've ended up getting married many X amount of years later. But there was like a good 15 years in between where it just wasn't good. And even though they thought they were doing right by us and they did the best that they could with the information that they had, and I know that, yeah, it was not easy because they weren't really happy. Do you understand what I mean? But they wanted to do better than their parents and stick together, which I understand. So sometimes you guys don't have to be there to be there. You can set yourselves up, make a home. I know it's hard for a man to make a home, but make a home for your children to come to see you. Take them, after school to your home, do their homework, and take them on the weekends, and be happy. A happy dad is better than a sad dad who thinks he's there for you. Definitely.
I hear that. I hear that, but at the same time, I ain't living my life sad. I'm happy in doing what I'm doing. It's not, as I said, it's not perfect, and I can't recommend it to nobody. But my children do very well for themselves. I've got a stepson who's 21, and he's a professional footballer. He does very well for himself, and that's my biggest achievement in life, is that he's my stepson, and I brought him since he was 2.5, and you know, I just feel like that's made me. I fulfilled a part of my life that I really wanted to do. Where I have 2 daughters, and I would really love a son, but he's been that son for me. So, as I said, yeah, for them going in their relationships, maybe they're not going to have perfect relationships because mine's isn't a perfect relationship. But I don't think life is easy anyway. So, you know, and we're all trying to look for perfection, and we all will be trying to look for perfection, but we ain't going to get perfect. As simple as that. Nothing getting perfect. So, you know, my experience is my experience, and I think to myself, oh, I'm doing it right, but at the same time, I do know life is short, and I do feel to myself, and as I said, I've had relationships outside my marriage, and I've come to the point now where I feel I can't do anything with anybody else until I'm finished with this one, and then move on to the next one. So, but it's a journey as well. It's still a journey I've had to go through. So.
1 minute. For that one, can you that one there?
Yes.
That is, sorry,
Yeah.
that's real talk. Real talk. I don't want people going, not in their head.
Yes.
That's a yes.
That's a yes.
I like to hear that,
That's
sorry.
yes and 3 clicks.
Okay, is there any more questions?
Yeah, can I just say, first of all, I want to applaud you because I realise as a black man it's hard for you to do what you're doing because not everybody does that. And thanks for sharing because not all black men are open to share, so that's awesome. I like you sitting in your truth. I want to kind of add on to what my sister said in the red dress. My parents were together and they broke up. And I do agree with you that, I'm not saying you're unhappy, but if the situation ain't working for you, staying together for the kids necessarily isn't always the answer. For example, now my parents are really good friends, do you know what I mean? Actually almost best friends. And I have a great relationship with both of my parents separately and together because they're happy in their own self. And, you know, not to keep spitting it, but they're happy in their truth, do you know what I mean? They're happy being naked, they're happy saying, we tried it, we did it, we created these beautiful children, we had this family, but it wasn't to last forever. Now we have to break up and kind of just do what we're doing, do you know what I mean? But it doesn't mean because we can't still be in each other's lives. You can still, my dad still comes to my house and has dinner every now and again. Not awkwardly in this fashion, but like every now and again he comes round and it's nothing. On my dad's birthday, my mum will phone me in the morning and say, make sure you say happy birthday to your dad. On Father's Day, she'll say, make sure you got a present. If I ain't got money, she'll give me money to buy a present. These are things that happen and vice versa. So it's not always that you have to stay together to make it be a thing, do you know what I mean? Because TV teaches us that. And that's not life, do you know what I mean? So again, I appreciate you, but sometimes, and I'm not saying you're unhappy, but I'm just adding on to what my sister said, sometimes you can be apart and still be a family, do you know what I mean?
Which is fine, and I respect their advice, and because I've been getting it for a long time now from friends, family, whoever. My sister's in the back there, you know, but yeah, and I think we come to this point now where me and my wife realise that, you know, we're probably better off apart, but the society that we live in does make it difficult because I think some words were said earlier. I've just come back from Gambia and there was what we live in here, I think, is that we're all meant to be married and that's it for people.
Yeah.
And, you know, when I've been to Gambia and I've seen certain relationships where the Muslim people can have the choice of having 3, 4 wives and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He went there.
I went there. So,
My parents broke when I was 3, yeah? And I had a really weird relationship with my dad, but we're good now, yeah? Because I was able to open up to my dad and say, you didn't do right by me, but you're going to do right by your grandchildren, and we need to repair our relationship, yeah? Now, this is the really weird thing. My parents have a great relationship. My mum never bad-minded my dad to me or anything like that. Everything I saw was what I saw, yeah? And I checked my dad on that. But this is how weird it is. My parents, on my dad's 40th birthday, you had my mum in the kitchen cooking, you had my dad's ex-wife in the kitchen cooking, and you had my sister's mum in the kitchen cooking together as a united family, yeah? Everything that we dealt with a family. Good, bad, ugly, you name it, we deal with it as a family. But the point I'm trying to make is that my previous relationship to the one that I'm in now, yeah, I wish, and I can say this with a whole heart now, yeah, I wish that my ex-partner had left when he needed to leave. Because he didn't, and because he kept trying to hold on, like someone said about growing, yeah, I was growing in a different direction. Yeah, he wasn't ready to grow in the same direction as me. But because he kept trying to hold on and tried to make everything semi-perfect, he broke himself. Do you see what I'm saying? And the kids you never knew that they got affected by it until later on. Like my oldest son is 15. So what I'm saying to you is, even though you don't want to break certain barriers, in order to heal yourself, in order for your wife to heal as well, you may have to break those barriers.
Like that, yeah. Hear what you're saying, but from the ladies who ask questions, the one thing I have heard is that when you was younger, you had relationships that you worked on. When I was younger, I never had, as I said, my dad wasn't around and I didn't really have I did have male role models, that's a lie. I did have role models, but they weren't from my family. Like, so, sorry? Yeah, that was not my father, so, and my lady over there, she said she's a strong woman, and my mum's a very strong woman, and, but, as I said, my relationship is, because the lady said about families and they still do things together, and that's what I would like, because at the end of the day, if me and my wife get divorced and whatever, I still think I want her to live a lovely life and be happy. I know I will. I don't have no qualms about that, you know what I mean? Because it sounds like, it feels like I'm the one who has to make that break, because she won't make it, because I'm not being rude or anything, but Angie wants to say something at the back. Go on, Angie, go on.
Sister Angie, Sister Angie, I've got a brother here.
No, we're not related. We are related, I should say.
We're all related.
We're all related.
No, with respect.
Well, you know what it is? It's
I'm giving you my.
You're right with that.
Albert. Sister Angie. Okay, after Sister Angie, there was 3 more questions. Extra. Yeah, there was 3 more questions. So let me just hold on. Sister Angie, go. Do your thing quick.
Alright, so let's round this off. So the last 3 points on this day, yeah? So you, sister, Angie, and then Tim, and then huh?
No, go on.
Yeah, 3 last points on it.
Greetings, family.
Greetings. We give you the mic.
Thank you. Thank you. Right, family. I have to say I'm so proud of you. Yeah. I've got to rise them up. So proud of you. I just want to say that I've listened to everybody, and obviously we're all coming from our own conditioning. I have to say that I'm blessed that my father's passed on now, but I've come from a very wholesome family background where I never heard my mum and dad argue. They did argue, but it never impacted on us. And I give thanks for that, because it makes me understand why I'm the person I am today. Now, I like to be peaceful. I like solution. I love family, because that's my foundation. And as the sister said here, most of the issues that we've had, we've dealt with it as a family. Now, mention Africa. Africa has also expanded, because I go to Africa a lot, love Africa. We can learn a lot from the values that are in Africa. Yeah. You know, one of the things is that for me, I've practiced non-attachment. I know when we're growing up, we need to have that attachment with our parents. Now, through my journey,
And I think that's what sustained me in my long-term relationship. And I'm going to say, I'm a new bride, I'm very happy. 21 I am very happy that I'm married. I am. I'm 21 years in my relationship and we got married on the 3rd of May and I'm really, really happy. You know, not been easy, but I've endured. And you know, non-attachment, when I say practicing non-attachment, I mean by where I am now, it's like I'm not my body and I'm not my mind, I'm a spirit. Okay, and the spirit never dies. And every relationship that I have in my past and in my future, it's spiritual. Sister Turner on the ancestors spoken about, sister, you mentioned the ancestral course that you went on. And I can relate to that. Now, when you practice non-attachment, you don't get, and I think what you're saying is, brother, a lot of what you're going through is that non-attachment, even though you are there physically, but spiritually, you know, it's on a different plane. So I think if we can work towards that, you know, not being attached to any person. You know, I've been in relationship, I've got 2 beautiful queens, you know, I've got 2 fathers, you know, I never had a problem with them. I made my choice in those relationships. Now, I never brought men in front of my children, my 2 girls, because I knew, you know, if they saw mummy do certain behavior, they're going to replicate that behavior. So, and I knew that from a young age. But that was because of my parents. So we are our condition, and we are influenced along our journey. So all I can say is try and practice not being dependent on any individual. And work from a spiritual plane. Thank you.
I'm requesting for everybody who's got to talk right now, the last 3, yeah, please try and wrap it up quick because we've got a performance as well before we break.
Well done, brother. Just want to commend you as well for standing up, for sitting down here and being naked. You know, and vulnerable as well. You know, that's strength. What I was going to say, brother, is consider this though. Like what Sister Angie was saying, similar to what I was going to say is that attachment, knowing the difference between attachment and love. Because what it is as well, we can get attached to ideas of how things should look. That's right. You know? And in doing that, we don't get that we're suffering in a prison of this idea, as opposed to embracing life as it is. Because if you kind of be present to how it is, you can then forge a plan or a strategy to then turn it up. You feel me? Yeah. This is just a suggestion for you.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah? Let's give him a round of applause. I'm gonna buy you a drink. Have a drink for me.
So,
get him a drink, please.
Wow. Can I say to you, my brother, I salute you. Thank you.
Everyone salutes you right now. Like, I have to down that right now. That was proper. That was real.
There was some key little gems, but we've got more to come. You understand?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? There were some things, certain words and certain things that were mentioned.
Yes.
So it's let's get naked. So that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
And it's got to be solution focused anyway. And near the end. So you know what? Real.
It's alright now. It's
alright. No.
Right, but let's not make it
change.
Yeah, we got this.
Change.
Yeah.
Listen to this.
Right,
I've been running up and down like a mad woman, you know. Now do some work.
So guys, you know, we've had a lot of deep reasoning right now, and it's lovely. I know some people still want to extend on some of the things that we said. Don't take it personally if we got to cut you. We have got some form of schedule going on here. And now, you know, I want us all to be present to, there's youngsters and there's elders, there's people in the community that are doing work with, you know, music, yeah? And they're making a difference, they're passionate. Yeah, and this brother that I want to introduce to you guys, I know him personally, and he's a brother that, you know, I have to say he's worth, you know, taking your time and, you know, being with his message. So, for those who don't know, I want you to act like you know, like he's Jay-Z, like he's that, yeah? Let's give him that love and energy that he deserves, yeah?
everyone. Yeah? 1-1. Thanks for coming down. Thanks for Change and Prez for inviting me on the show and that, man. I just come to perform one tune. The song's called Other Side. It's with my boy J Soul, but he's not here, but he does the hook. And since like it's naked truth and stuff, this song's like my deepest insecurities. Like, so when you're ready, man. Show sick. Yeah, man. You can catch this one on Link Up TV as well. Razor featuring J Soul, Other Side. What? Yeah. Shout out to everyone for coming down again, man. Yeah. Look, can you hear me, yeah? Yeah. Cool, listen. I play fool to catch wise, I'm too clever. I strive to do better, cause the ex once said being a bum is how you'll end up. Trying to tell the world I'm a deadbeat. Till this day the words never left me. Trying to soul search left me empty, stuck in my ways. Had to be open-minded, had to dig in my soul to find things. Yeah, the results were blinded, my future's bright before I lose my life. And my soul is flying, they'll fill my tombstone with writing. Find my parents and put me both beside them. If my sisters or brothers die, I'll see them in another life. I'm gonna hate death, cause I love my life. I'm afraid of the light, starting to have I ain't seen a lot. But if I received them shots that was aimed at Sabrina Moss, that day she died, I stayed awake at night. Once that shit played on my mind, forward thinking, my brains on the right. Then tears came to my eyes, cause she left the baby behind. It was a waste of a life, so to God I felt some hatred inside. So I stay on my grind and let good thoughts stay on my mind. So if God takes my life, at least I could say I tried. Raise up. This is the hook, yeah, shout out to J Soul again.
I can sleep at night.
Yeah.
So traumatized.
All the pictures in my mind.
Pictures in my mind.
Pictures in my mind.
I'm afraid of the lights. I don't wanna open. I can sleep at night.
Every time I think about it, makes me wanna
cry. Makes me wanna cry.
I guess I see you on the other side. Yeah. Yes, I see you on the
other side. Yes, I see you on the other side. Yes, I see you on the other side. Yes, I see you on the other side.
That's what the day of my birth, I was raised in the church. Ain't gonna stop till I'm placed in the earth, in a place I deserve. And that's where the angels are. It's hell and earth, I'm sick of fighting my demons, battling my mind that my life has a meaning. I don't shy for compliments, I survive with inner confidence. People see that and hate, when my life has bigger problems than had a stroke. I don't visit often, so I squashed our beef, cause I don't want it to sit on my conscience. My brain's troubled, I stay humble, been embraced with betrayed couples, but we're all in the same struggle. Haters try to figure me out and remain puzzled. I compose my mind, I fix problems, but no one noticed mine. Remember the days thinking whose pockets is broke as mine. I felt so deprived, I refused to resort to crime, and I'm scared to close my eyes. Sleep's the cousin of death. My mum said, give my soul to Christ, and I'm scared of death. I achieve my goals in life, so I stay on my grind and let good thoughts stay on my mind. So if God takes my life, at least I could say I tried.
I'm afraid of the lights.
Yeah.
I don't wanna open. I can sleep at night.
Yeah. I'm so traumatized, man.
Pictures in my mind.
Yeah. Pictures in my mind. Pictures in my mind.
I'm afraid of the lights.
Yeah.
I don't wanna
I should say love, man.
sleep at night.
Yeah.
Every time I think about it, makes me wanna cry.
Yeah, take that down, please.
See you on the other side.
Yeah, thanks, man. That's my time. What? So plug yourself real quick. Yeah, go on Instagram, Twitter, at Razor Artist, RAZORARTIST. You can catch that on Link Up TV. Just type in Razor space J Soul JAY space SOUL and then Other Side. And it should come up, but thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, that's the future. Guys, we're gonna have a little interval. Everyone go for a break, reason, have a drink. We're gonna give you back here for 10 o'clock sharp start, guys. Yeah, so mingle and just be easy, man. Well done, round of applause, you guys. Well done, man. Yeah. Yeah.
If you're sitting in somebody else's seat, their name's not on it, they gone. And they're not back on time. You agree? Cool. Alright. So people who are back and are here on time. People who are back, who are enjoying themselves so far, please make some noise.
Yeah, yeah.
Anything double, triple, quadruple? Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Let me hear you now.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Mic check
1 2 1 2.
Alright then.
Hey, I like that.
Yeah, man. We just want to know who's with us, innit?
We just want to know.
Come on.
The naked truth.
Naked. And you know what? That brother with the that was proper, innit?
Hey, listen.
Shut
Razor.
down. Shut down.
Razor.
Yeah, big up for Razor again one more time, guys. Yeah, man.
I've known him since he was like so high and about so young. Like, I've known him for a very long time, so I had to ask him how old he is, and it said 29. I was like, damn, you grown. So I'm really proud of him. Beautiful, nice little booking. All right. Right. Now, people, it's only right we're going to start the first half with another performer.
Yeah. What about their feedback? What do you reckon?
Hold on.
How did people find the first half?
Okay, hold on. You see something?
What happened?
You see the team Naked Truth?
Yeah, it's too naked to
Yeah,
watch.
you see Bankara? You see Agent 5? It's so complicated, you know?
Always been that way.
Okay, so this is what we're talking about. Let's decide.
What's he saying?
You're saying, shall we do feedback now? I think we should do feedback now, because it just feels appropriate. Then we turn around, because they're still chatty. Then 2-2s, then we have the performer. Yeah? And then, oh, no, we got a little bit. So, hold on. Oh, no, there are. So, shh. Feedback. So, we'd like some feedback on the first half so far. How do you think it's gone so far? Keep it short, sharp, and
Wow, yeah, love it.
Oh my gosh. All right. It's only right. Do you want to get 1 word, 2 words?
Yeah, this sharp.
Yeah, sharp. Listen, sharp and short and sweet. Yeah? All right. Anybody want to say how they feel about the first half so far? Anybody? Sister Angie, where's change?
Yeah, sorry.
Go to Sister Angie.
Oh, you want the mic?
Yeah.
No, we just shout outs. Yeah, because we don't want this to be too long. Yeah, just.
All right.
Lovely, very real. Yeah.
Oh, that's fire. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Any words?
Quick words, just shout it out. How you feeling? Lot of gems. Yeah.
Gems. Anybody else? Very necessary.
Yeah.
Well, listen. I don't need to listen. This person right now, listen, because it's only right. Those words were beautiful, and the applause and all of that was great.
Yeah.
We do like constructive criticism as well.
Yeah.
We're tough out here. You know what I mean? So
naked, innit?
You understand?
Yeah.
Constructive criticism also goes nicely, but you can put your constructive criticism in there's a little box floating around as well. So at some point you'll be like, wow.
No, not really.
Nah, shut down.
Not really.
Nah, Sister Ebony.
It's not working. The mic don't work around here. It's not really working.
Sister Ebony, you know. All right. Oh, wow. No, don't ignore her.
You know she's trying to skank us and she gets a mic. Well. Yeah, no. We don't believe you. Nah, just put it in a suggestion.
She's part of the team as well, you know. She's part of the team, so
Okay, this is HMP TV at the TNT event, The Naked Truth, over here in Kilburn. Absolutely rammed today. Ram jam session. To be honest, we couldn't even get the cameras down there. It was that packed down there. And the vibration coming from down there was just off the hook. I heard whoop whoop. Oh my God, the whole thing was popping. So, this was an interview a long time in the making to have with the team here. One of the team members, Miss Peaches, powerful. I'm going to call her Powerful Peaches. So I'm going to say, yeah, Miss Peaches, welcome to the spot. How you doing?
Well, firstly, I didn't actually think I was going to either make it, to be honest, do you know what I mean? Because it's been a trying. However, I come down, it's the 1st year anniversary. From day, we knew that the capacity was always questionable. And that was with just women, pretty much. The men and the women together, not only did it reach capacity, we had to send people to go home, you know what I mean? And the heat, not just the eruption, the heat was just Listen, I think I've lost about another 3 stone or something, do you know what I mean? But it was nothing but love, good vibes, knowledge. There's been a few 22-year-olds, 24-year-olds, some of the feedback being from them, they're in thought process, digesting some of the knowledge. And one young man, I quote, said, I thought I had knowledge, but listening to people talking today makes me know I've got so much more to learn. And to be honest, it doesn't matter whether you're young or old, because this is it's an intergenerational forum of men and women, you know. And for the fact that a young man is recognizing that we have to continue to learn, you understand, work in progress we are, but self-reflection is fundamentally the most powerful thing of all. So the Naked Truth, first year anniversary, it's been phenomenal, it's been great. We've got a new host as well, a new member to the team. Brilliant, you understand what I'm saying? The vibes, people being respectful, the men speaking up, you know what I mean?
I was going to say that in regards to men this time round, like the men turned up. I met a guy the other day and he specifically said, I'm going to go to a Naked Truth. I said, they need you down there, we need some men. And then he come through the door today, he goes, look, I told you I'd see you. And then straight away I saw him get involved and everything. So it's nice to have that interaction. And, you know, I know that's what this whole event is based upon.
Do you know what? We need more brothers to be able to have their voices heard. When we turn around and say we're calling our brothers, that is exactly what we're saying. This invitation, take it, it's love. You understand? We want to hear what you're about. We want to hear what's going on with you. We want you to be able to hear where we're coming from too as women. At the same time, it's about receiving and giving respectfully. You understand what I'm saying? The basic stuff that don't cost nothing. And it's so important that we make that quality time to be able to grow. You understand? So all I can say is onwards and upwards, you know what I mean? Onwards and upwards.
Onwards and upwards with the TNT absolutely explosive conversation. So with that, we're going to find some more people, get some feedback from the actual event, speak to the big man, the 5-star, speak to Mr. J Change, and maybe even put in a new host and whoever's available. Peace, we're out of here. That's Mr. Daniel.